Dude, of course we're gonna make it. I was just like sweating because I was like, fuck, we're gonna fuck up their show because. How's it going, sir?
Where's
I
Albert?
was just like, man, I boned
Dude,
this.
hey,
what's
up, man? You made it.
Some guy wants a shot. Anybody?
Albert had like 5 shots.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ready? Here we go. Shoot it.
All right. So we have to be kind of quiet out here because the neighbors don't like it and the cops like to come. But check this shit out.
When I started this place, I had no intentions for this place to turn out the way it did. I had 2 cabs that I bought from an arcade down the street from here. They didn't want them, right? They were nice cabs. And I put them together. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna invite like a couple boys over, like 2 or 3 guys, right? And like everyone was like, yo, fucking this place is legit. And like they just started inviting people like from all over the place. And I just started like buying cabs to accommodate all the people that came over. And this is how it ended up. There was like a pimp arcade down the street from here, Keystone. We used to play games like Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, whatever, whatever version was popular at the time. That was the bombest arcade, even though like there's probably not too many people that remember it.
Right.
I mean, I think so fondly of that place that I decided to call this place Keystone too.
How did everybody else find out about this? Was it just like word of mouth stuff?
Word of mouth, and I recruited some top players from all over NorCal, yeah. And then I got connections like this guy, best player on the planet, right here.
It's true. I agree.
Like everyone says like John Choi plays at fucking Keystone too. Oh my God, they want to be here and play, with the best. So
Keystone 2 was pretty much him and me and a few other guys, and just one day when it started to get bigger, he just thought of the name Keystone 2 as an homage to the original. And yeah, it's just purely word of mouth, and it just kind of spread, and I've been in the scene for a while, so I let some other people know, so that's how.
Are most of the people here tournament players, or are there some people here that they're just really good at their local scene and they just hang out here?
mostly tourney, some casual, but all the guys are good here.
So what got you in Street Fighter 2?
It was magic, man. You watch it, it looks like an anime movie. I didn't even know what anime was back then, but there were all these crazy buttons and combinations, and people were doing special moves that you didn't know where they came from, and you had to talk to some dude who looked shady, and he'd be like, I'll tell you how to do a fireball if you give me $5.
It was just the immediate depth that you got from the game, from having 6 buttons is something that's immediately different, and then having a character that's so rich and interactive, for the day. That was a lot of animation to see in a character, and you could play it your way, and someone else could play it another way.
In Street Fighter 4, the last boss is called Seth. Your name is Seth. In your relationship?
Can I say no comment? Yeah, whatever. Yes, he's named after me. You don't think he looks like me? You don't think Seth's a tough sounding name?
I think you need to lose the clothes, get some gray skin, maybe lose the hair.
Yin yang in the
Yeah,
stomach.
The yin yang is definitely necessary.
Can you stretch your arms too, like Seth?
The night's young.
So Street Fighter 4, what's the biggest change from Street Fighter 3?
Street Fighter 3, basically we're dropping the parries in favor of the focus attack. You can use that a little bit like a parry, but if you try and parry like Street Fighter 3, you'll get killed. So focus attack's great because it's just 2 buttons, you can crank it out anytime, you can tell that you're doing it. But it's a new day, so it's sort of back to the Street Fighter 2 mechanics. Fireballs at a distance work again.
So in Street Fighter 4, fireballs are a lethal weapon. But what about the focus attack? Doesn't it absorb a fireball?
You can absorb a fireball. You still take the damage, so if you get hit again before you recover the damage, yeah, but that's what's beautiful. The fact that I'm being ambiguous here is like, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you gotta learn the game, learn what works at what time, and it's beautiful.
One of the marketing points of Street Fighter 4 is that Street Fighter 4 brings back the casual players. It's accessible while maintaining the hardcore aspect, focus attack, dash cancels, long combos, damaging combos. How does Street Fighter 4 capture that accessible feeling?
We really tried to go back to a lot of the Street Fighter 2 mechanics. So if you ever played Street Fighter, you could pick it up and play Street Fighter the same way you always did. But when you start learning the new mechanics, it sort of grows with you. And so unlike parries, what's so hard about parries is that you can't really see if you're doing it right, and you have to really learn every move in the game before you can start to learn to parry at the right time. And in Street Fighter 4, you just hit the buttons, you can see that you're doing the focus attack right away, and it's just up to you to figure out the right spot to use it and how to use it creatively and how to bait your opponent.
Parries were one of the biggest criticisms of Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
The entire engine of Street Fighter 3 kind of felt it wasn't Street Fighter 2, but in Street Fighter 4 it kind of does feel like Street Fighter 2.
There's still some great combos, but there's a lot of damage scaling, so you're not going to get rocked by a big combo, and while you're getting comboed, you're also building up Ultra Meter, you're building up your revenge gauge, so you're basically getting more powerful while you're getting beat down, or more dangerous at least. So.
You'll see Street Fighter 4 as a very pretty looking game. It has new visuals, very exaggerated facial expressions. One of the best examples is Zangief. He's the big Russian burly kind of looking dude. Maybe he's from Folsom Street Fair. So he has a move called the spinning pile driver. He grabs the guy, spins him up in the air, 360. The camera follows up, zooms out, zooms in, and it just ends with the close-up of Zangief's face doing this.
I'm really amazed at the transition from 2D to 3D. So they kept the great 2D gameplay, but you know, the camera will move around again at key points, both doing the ultras, some of the other special moves, so you really get a feeling for the characters really come to life. They're 3D, they're fully realized, but it keeps the same great gameplay.
Face off for Symphony! Goodbye! Someone's looking out for this one, I'll tell you that. It ain't over until it's over, Sam! Idiot! KO!
For me, it's about like coming back to the fun of fighting games, because fighting games for a long time, I mean, I love what the Guilty Gear series has done, but the mechanics in those games are so crazy that like normal humans can't play them anymore. I mean, it takes 6-8 months to learn. You gotta fight top pros. Street Fighter 4 is a return to the roots where anybody can pick up and play, and the time you want to put into it is what you're gonna get back, but you can play it right away, and you can remember what's fun about getting together with your friends and just throwing down, talking a little trash, and getting in their face.